welcome to the bi-weekly meeting podcast for the OWASP Generative AI Security Project. If you'd like to stay up to date with our project, please click subscribe. And if you enjoy the content or have any questions, please feel free to comment and share. Now, on to our meeting.
So welcome to our weekly meeting, July the 16th. Exciting stuff happening. A big welcome on everyone who's new. Do we have anyone who's joining for the first time? But even if you have your dog, don't mind.
Yeah, they're here. Just joining and then on Slack as well. Looking forward to start to collaborate and participate with the group.
Do you mind a brief introduction of what you do and
Sure,
where you
yeah, of course. So name is Eder, joining from Canada, more specifically from Calgary. Working the IT and cyber for over the last 25 years. Currently working at a major financial institution here in Canada, BMO. Experience with several domains with cyber, from infrastructure back in the day with Linux, Unix, and Windows as well, all the way to current technologies like cloud security. Not working directly with AI right now, but eager to do so. Starting to take a bunch of those certifications in the market and learn on myself. Yeah, and looking to collaborate.
You're in the right place to find out more about AI. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Anyone else before I start?
Hey, Sanjeev. I'm joining from New York, United States. So just starting my journey into AI security. The company I work for is a retail company, and they are taking a significant leap into AI. So kind of working on developing security roadmaps for them and kind of understanding how we can secure their AI models.
Fantastic, and I hope you joined our Slack channel too. That's where the conversation is happening, so make sure you do. And welcome aboard. Anyone else who's for the first time?
Hey,
Hi.
hi everyone.
Hi, John.
Okay, hi everyone. This is not my first, but I attended the last one and joined a little late. I have spent about a decade doing cyber program management in identity and access, data protection, and VTM at one of the larger financial institutions. I'm currently in a career transition, and so I'm looking at AI to see how that's going to impact our security and increase my knowledge. And I came across the OWASP and LLM group. I think, I won't call names, I can't remember their names. One of your leaders, he did a presentation in ISC2, and you were looking for people to join and get into the work. And so I thought I would join and see what's going on and how I can contribute. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
That's great. Yeah, I think it was Steve was doing a presentation with ISC2 recently. I think it's probably who you may have seen. Steve and Ads were doing one.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, ISC2 has been a great partner with us. We've done several things with them, so it's great.
Excellent. And great job for Steve to inspire you to join us. Anyone else that's joining?
Yeah, hi, I'm Kuldeep. I'm based in Dublin, Ireland, working at Verizon. I've been working in product security from now 10 years, and in software from on 2 decades now. So I've been learning a lot on GenAI from last 6-7 months. I'm also doing a course, 4 months course. So very excited to be here and contribute in any way I can.
Excited. Welcome on board. Are you the last one, or do we have other people who are joining for the first time?
Hi.
This is great.
Hello. My name is Mofe, and I work for HP Inc. and I have been there for about a year now, focusing on AI. But I recently got transferred to the cybersecurity team, where we focused on AI security. So I started to do a bit more research on AI security, and that's all. Yeah, nice to meet everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And who else? I can see someone else there.
So I'll introduce myself, Michael Eckness. I'm joining out of Nashville, Tennessee. Currently, Vice President of Cybersecurity Operations for a publicly traded company. I do IT, OT, web apps, CI/CD pipelines, everything falls under my purview, including AI implementation. My background is offensive, defensive, spent some time in the intelligence community. OWASP has served me well throughout my career as a practitioner. So excited to see if I can make any sort of meaningful contributions to this project.
Welcome on board. Excited to have you here. Do we have anyone else? This is a great call, actually. There's so many new people. Anyone who hasn't introduced themselves?
Hey, if there's
Okay.
no one else, I can go ahead. My name is Shakur. I'm an information security officer for a data security startup in the Silicon Valley. Lately, we have been working on an AI security product. And as part of that, I've been sort of breaking LLM-based applications, won some bug bounties as well.
Awesome.
I remember me having a conversation with Jason as part of, partnership sort of outreach. And yeah, talking to Jason, I figured out that he's leading this initiative, and I'm doing a lot of the work that is sort of hopefully has a good overlap. So hoping to contribute. Nice to meet everyone.
Great. Nice to meet you and welcome aboard.
Yeah, Jason's a great contact, especially since he's leading our red teaming activities. So that whole working group. So yeah, I think that's the Jason you're referring to, Jason
Yes.
Ross.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a great contact for that, especially if you've got a lot of interest in that area. Then he's a good person to get involved with. There's a lot of active work there that the team is working on, so it'd be great place to hop in.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Good. And do we have, I always think it's the last one, but there's someone else. Do we have anyone else? Nope. Okay, right. For those of you who joined for the first time, normally what we do is after this welcome, we go through the updates. We are organized on initiatives. We have leads for every initiative, and they give the updates as to what's happening. And I will start with the first one, which I think, Scott, is you. But let's see.
Yeah.
Yes, over to
Yeah,
Scott.
so as always, one of the things we want to continue to do, because we do have lots of new people joining every time, which is to really make people aware of where they can find details on the different initiatives that we're running. So as for those of us who've been here for a little while, we started out with the top 10 list, and now we're running 8 different initiatives across the full life cycle of GenAI security now. And so with that, we have a roadmap that goes out till 2026 for each of those working groups. And those are great areas for you to start to dig into if you haven't already dug into it, and areas to contribute. We're pretty easy in our ways to contribute. Just simply find the Slack channel that is the specific one. In fact, if you go to the roadmap URL here, you'll find a mapping to which initiatives are mapped to which Slack channels, who are the leaders there, so you can very easily hop in. We have a lot of things that have been coming up, and I'll talk about them in our July window, and we've got still a lot more coming, as you can see, through the end of the year and into Q1. So there's great opportunities to hop in. I've often asked, where are we in our, what is the team delivering? This is where I tend to send folks.
Quick question. I'm trying to remember, because we were going to do an update to the top 10 yearly. When do we start that process and getting feedback from the community? Isn't that about August that we usually do that?
Well, actually, because I think I don't have ads or Steve on right now, but I believe the conversation that we had last was to start to do an outreach in actually Q4, because of there hasn't been a tremendous amount of change from the framework that we currently have. But the goal is to start putting together one for next year. And so I think that's going to probably start, I heard October, November timeframe from them in terms of when they want to start that work stream.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and the leader for that particular group, the top 10 list is being led by Ads Dawson and Steve Wilson, and so they'll continue to kind of drive that forward. I think Ads is taking the lead on when the next outreach is going to happen, but I think it was around October, November timeframe. So this is a great resource. We update it quarterly, so it's not updated weekly, but we do update it quarterly, so that the entire team and all the work streams provide input. So you can always go here to figure out what's being released now, and then what's coming up. A great way to get engaged. Any questions, or anybody of the leads that are on that want to do any updates to their roadmap? I think this was as of the end of June that we got all the updates in.
It looks good, actually.
All right, great. So when we go on to the next slide, which is kind of the lead in, which is what did we actually deliver this month? And so the teams have been working super hard on pulling a lot of this stuff together. We've got so much that came out in July, and so we want to use these opportunities to let people know what's out there. If you haven't picked it up in the LinkedIn channel, if you're not following, jump in and start following our LinkedIn channel. That's where we do the majority of our communication. So and I know John's going to talk more about the agentic stuff in a minute. I'm just going to touch on a few things. One, we just released today the GenAI, the Incident Response Guide. Rachel and Brian, who've been leading our CTI initiative, that's a huge bunch of research and guidance that's really practical that we've gotten great feedback from. If you're looking for AI incident response, I don't know if you have a slide later, either Brian or Rachel, in today's presentation. If not, if you want to comment now, if you do, then we can talk about it later. Great. So it's a great resource. The other one we released this week also. So this week has been busy, was the Securing Agents Applications Guide, and that Agentic Applications Guide, and that came out just a day or so ago. I'm losing track because it's been such a busy week. And then we did, for the top 10 list, we have a tremendous group of translators who have been working to make sure that all of our content is accessible in multiple languages globally. So they've been focused on the top 10 list, and we've released another 4 localizations for that. The team will be, once we complete, there's another, if you go back to the roadmap and you look at that, we have more translations coming. And so we'll see those coming up in the next quarter. So if you don't have a translations yet, we are going to end up with those. And again, thanks to the whole translations team for kind of leading that whole effort. And then lastly, we did our Q2 roundup, so our exploit roundup. This was just an opportunity for us to capture what things are public. It's a blog we publish fairly regularly on that. And that's just a couple of the key things we launched. I know, John, you'll talk about a blog you guys did, or you did as well. And so just wanted to give people just a top line of where we are, in case you haven't seen these that have gone out. Coming up in the next few weeks, we have the AI Security Solutions Landscape, which will be coming out. We have a State of Agentic AI Security and Governance that will be coming out. And then we have the AI Threat Defense Compass that will be coming out after Black Hat. And I think Sandy is going to talk more about that. So it's been a busy month. I just wanted to highlight the resources that are available for folks right now to go check out.
Excellent. Any questions for Scott? Scott, anything else? Sure. Next slide.
I have nothing else unless any of the leads or anybody has any questions.
I think it was great. And I just kind of, as you said, I'm amazed how much stuff we're bringing out. And I'm amazed not just how, the community contributes to all this, but how you have built this release mechanism that just churns out things that every single initiative comes to you and say, hey, we want to release this. So great stuff there. Can you lead the boards? This is yours too, right? This is you.
Yeah, I guess I've got the first block, and then everybody is. So once you're tired of me, then we're all good. So to let everybody know, coming up next week, we've got a lot of things happening at both Black Hat and at DEF CON, as well as a kickoff that I'm sure John will dive into more detail. But we do have a session happening on the 6th. Sort of AI agentic security briefing in Bruges. So that'll be happening at the Four Seasons Hotel. There is a registration for that. We are at capacity. We're trying to see if we can find a bigger room also to see if we can get more folks in, but feel free to register, and then we will let you know on the wait list if we can let folks in. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible. We have arranged it so that our meeting is happening in the room, but our brews are happening in the hallway. So that gives us more room. So, we'll have great opportunities for conversation around that. Next, on Friday, we have DEF CON that will be having a Insecure Agents Hackathon from 11 to 2. So if you're attending DEF CON, it's a great opportunity. Again, there's a registration for that. We have over 130 people who have signed up for that already. We have, just to give you an idea, we have on the on the Black Hat event, we have about 180 people who have signed up for that. And so a lot of great lot of great opportunities for networking connection. And then also on Wednesday, we have the Agentic Top 10 Global Kickoff that John will be leading, and I'm sure he'll talk about more in a little bit, which is both in person, so there are workshops locally in 4 cities, and then there is a global coordination call. So lots of stuff coming up this next week to get engaged. And of course, those of us who are going to be at Black Hat, feel free to reach out to us. Happy to meet up and just chat.
Next slide.
As you also, if you've attended this call before, we are doing our very first virtual conference in partnership with the Cyber Risk Alliance group and their Cybersecurity Summit initiative. So that's scheduled for Thursday, October 9th, which will be a full day. The agenda that's on here is just a temporary agenda because we have our call for papers, which has been open, but I wanted to highlight that call for papers closes August 15th. So there's a link on our website for signing up for that call for papers. And so please feel free to make sure that you are completing submissions by the 15th. After that, we'll work on the project. We'll work on the actual agenda. Expect to hear conversations from all of the project leads, from the working groups, from people who are practitioners around it, from some of our sponsors and supporter companies. There are opportunities for event sponsorship through the Cyber Risk Alliance. All proceeds for any sponsorships will be donated back to the project from Cyber Risk Alliance. So this also helps us to continue to do the work we're doing that is funded primarily through sponsorships and other activities. So that's something to take a look at and get submissions on.
Scott, are there particular topics that you're looking, or everything is, or is that all explained in the form? If people were
It's explained in the form. There are 3 basic areas that we're looking at. One bucket, so we're looking at 3 tracks. Again, this may shift depending upon the content we receive, but right now the 3 buckets that we have are really around adoption of AI and security best practices. So focused on CISOs and leaders. The next track is focused on security practitioners, red teaming and those type of key tactics that we need to use to be able to both defend and to test against AI systems, and then use AI to automate cybersecurity. And then the third track is all about application architectures, agentic security. So think about it as we've got the application track, we have a track for practitioners, and we have a track for executive teams to be able to understand how all these things connect.
Fantastic. Well, if you're watching, go to the website and submit your paper. That's your other hat. So yeah, I like.
So now on my other hat. So one of my other hats is I also lead the Solutions Landscape initiative, and as part of that, we are getting ready to launch we try to release these quarterly, which is an update on both the landscape of the security solutions that are out there, number 1. Number 2, a view on what the SecOps process looks like in the new ML and generative AI world, and help connect dots between what the solutions are out there and what they secure. So one of the things we've introduced with this latest release that'll be coming out next week is this agentic lens. So we've looked at sort of the overall AI security solutions landscape. With the evolution of agentic architectures, there are solutions that are particularly targeting that. So we've been expanding our focus to have a lens that focuses specifically on the AI, the agentic solutions. We put out a call for those, and we've been asking each of those solution providers to provide a set of information around what parts of the SLDC they cover, as well as which of the actual threats that have been identified in the agentic threat mitigations guide that their products help address. And so we've gone through that first, set of input. Input actually ends at the end of today, so these are preliminary results. But as a result, we have an idea of what level of coverage we have by these different solution providers against each of the different threat and risks. And then we'll be publishing details around that. And then we also have a number of the solution providers, almost 75% of them, who actually have implemented the ASI threats and mitigations taxonomy within their products as part of their reporting and analysis, which is great. And we've got right now about 30 agentic security-focused solutions that are in this lens. So that'll all be coming out next week.
Scott, this is fantastic set of data for us for the conversation on the agentic top 10. So thank you. Any questions, Brian? Okay, next slide then. We're moving to someone else now, Scott. Sandy and,
Yes.
and Lambros, the floor is yours.
I asked Rock, I don't know if I asked you to present. I don't want to walk on top of you. I thought I had a conflict, and I was able to attend. So just really short update. Thanks to Scott Clinton's help, we finalized the name. As he mentioned at the beginning of the call, we're set to release at the end of August. We just need to clean up the documentation, get everything posted on the correct website, and then create a few videos. So huge thank you to everyone that I sent the video to who provided some feedback on it.
It was a great video. Very short and sweet, Sandy. Thank you. Next slide, or kind of anything more on this?
Nope, you can go to the next slide.
Nope. Did you have another slide, or is this your final slide?
That's my only slide. Very short.
Yes, you said. Any questions? I mean, my comment would be, I looked at the compass, how much it has come. It's kind of amazing work there, Sandy, bringing everything together. I love the videos being so bite-sized. In fact, I said to Sandy, "Oh, I don't have the time. I'll review it over the weekend." So well done there. Any comments or questions from anyone else? Right. Well, thank you, Sandy. Great work as always, and Lambros. And get ready now for the agentic stuff, which is our next step. So I think I may have to refresh my screen because sneakily I was adding a few things. So just let me do that and I'll share again.
That was mostly while I was talking, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's also because of that, because I didn't have the time to finish it. I think that's why. Right. As Scott said, we're very busy. For us, for the agentic AI, really completes what I call the exploration phase. If you're watching or you're part of this conversation, initially we had this heated debate. Do we update the top 10 to have an entry on agents? Do we create a new top 10? And we said, no, this is a new, completely new market. We want to explore. We want to kind of create guidelines, knowingly that we'll go to the marketplace, the industry, the practitioners, and get back feedback. And that has worked. We threats and mitigations, that Scott had some great stats there. The threat modeling guide went out. And then the fourth installment, the securing agentic application guide, it has become a viral hit. So even on this screen, 1,260 engagements. I just checked actually. It's 1,348 engagements, including 315 reposts. That's amazing for me. That shows the actual success of the strategy, that instead of just giving the headlines of something that's new and unknown, we went into the deep and we went out and it's good to see that someone, the CIO, sent this document to them. Whoever posted that made my day. So the next and final, so I highly kind of praise the team, Vineeth, Idan, Rob, Tom, earlier, so many people, I'll miss them out. So fantastic job there. Everyone is talking about this. I've read reviews. I've read people who kind of posted, said, "Oh, I just read it and it's so phenomenally good. Check out this part, check out that part." So great, really document. The next document that I'm pretty sure will be as well or even better, because Rock is on the call too, it's the state of agentic AI and security governance. And what that does is, in a way, complements the research that Scott did on the tooling, but it extends it on the kind of the governance, the framework, the challenges people have. So we looked at the threats, we looked at how you develop and architect solutions, and this document will give you the kind of the wrapper, if you like, around governance and the whole ecosystem, combined with the solutions document. And Scott, I didn't understand. Did you say this week or next week? That's why I went and frantically and changed it to coming out soon.
I think it's going to be hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So
Okay.
So it depends on when we get the final reviews back on it. So But
coming out soon is then the headlines, good people, but that
Yeah.
that completes the journey. And great work there. Some of the things I was reading it, the final kind of document before I sent it for release for QA. Fantastic piece of work there. Okay, so and now we've done the exploration. We want to now, we all understand now more or less. I mean, it's a fast moving area. We'll never know everything, but at least when we talk, we don't ask each other several questions. We've established an understanding. So we want to now focus on practical things that focus the mind instead of the dozens of pages that we have released. Cheat sheets, which I misspelled, apologies, is something that's coming out. So the team already working on the MCP. It will be a couple of pages, very practical, very visual, just to help people focus. And then another exciting work stream that we've started. Ali, Hal, and Helen Oakley, they started this, and they're recruiting people. So if you have the time, join them. It's the Agentic AI CTF demo. There will be a preview of the hackathon that Scott mentioned. There is a website there that you can try. We're working out how to host this in the GenAI repository. So temporarily it's there. Look elsewhere, Scott. We will bring it back to default. For now, it just kind of allows us to release very fast. So yeah, that is really, really exciting stuff what's happening there. And I can't wait to play myself with that. And then, of course, the pinnacle of focusing minds is the top 10 for agentic applications. We've bootstrapped this week by taking the threats and mitigations on a document and extracting and using the standard template we have to create the candidate entries. We also went a little bit out of the way to have clear links back to the top 10 for LLM. That's something that we're very keen to do. We don't want to create just another top 10 because it's shiny. We want to say, hey, this relates to that. Go and have a look at that so that defenders and builders don't all of a sudden lose the wisdom our existing documentation brings. It's open to pull requests. I've already seen two that I need to approve. There is the QR code. Go and kind of submit. Again, you can see how fast I'm creating those slides. Monday, next Monday, the call that we have, we're doing the discussion of what this draft, the public draft is going to be. And there is a form there, very simple one. It isn't an extensive consultation that will come to. This is to help us create the public draft, which says, well, help us actually order those threats there. And maybe there will be conversations that say, let's merge a couple of them. There is a field there that asks for more kind of open-ended feedback. And Scott, some of the stuff that you share there, if you could share for the Monday's call, that'd be really great. In fact, you wanted to go and give us an update right there.
Yeah. So I'll give the team the update on that of the results. Part of what we've been trying to do, as John mentioned, we're trying to make sure we're connecting the research and documents that the community, that our project is creating, so that we connect things like the agentic back to the top 10 for LLM and generative AI. So when people go to use them, just like we're doing with the solutions guide, I'm working with the agentic team. So the whole goal here is to make sure things are interconnected, so that it makes it easier for folks to be able to follow the journey, to find the resources they need, and to be able to support wherever they are in their journey around securing AI and generative AI solutions. So with that, we're able to then collate a lot of data from these different resources, and it gives us some better insight. So having be able to connect that. And so I'll share some of those insights we've been getting in that next call, both with the working group, and I'll also share it next week when we do our kickoff.
Fantastic. And it will be great data to have in, because as we start now, this formative bootstrap, it's kind of very difficult to say, hey, this is what we should prioritize. So it will be an early, with your data, but also with the group, working group discussing it. On Monday, we'll go through any new pull request. And if you're watching this, and you want to do a pull request, even after Monday, this is the link to go. Just do a pull request there or fill in the form.
Let me add just one more thing there too, since we're talking about data. One of the other initiatives we have is around our data mapping. And so we started that with the top 10. And so what that is for folks who are joining us is really the ability that we have for a matrix, a map of the different, for example, CVEs and that exist today, different frameworks back to, say, the top 10 for LLM, and also will be for the agentic as well. So there's opportunities for continue to connect that data. It's still on that theme of we want to make sure that what we're developing is connected, And so there's opportunities to work on that project as well, on that working group, to continue to move that forward. So if you're a data wonk, then that might be a great area for you to contribute.
Exactly. And going back to this, if you're watching this, please go into your pull request. I have put there an entry in addition to threats and mitigation for supply chain, just to be the first one, but also to show you the kind of entries we want, kind of rooted in the real world. So we put all the links to the things that happen with EchoLeak, with all the Amazon queue. So bring that kind of dose of realism and ground it to the real world into our top 10, and the phone also should help. And that's how all that fits into interim plan that slightly changes. But this is, the kind of ballpark figure is that plan is, we're doing the announcement this week. We're working very kind of hard to create the draft, which we know it will be imperfect. It's just the beginning really of the conversation. Then we're having the global kickoff that we will talk about in a minute. And then we will present that draft. We will have the local conversations. We'll get the distinguished expert board members to comment, and we'll share also the process, which will be feedback that we have from the threats and mitigations. The hackathons that we did also provide enormous feedback in how developers find those vulnerabilities within the workflow. So very real work. Brainstorming, expert submissions, and again, more surveys and votes, but we'll have the full kind of process documented by the day we do the global kickoff. The plan is then all summer and September to carry on working. Then towards the end of September, let's release another. I mean, it will all be on GitHub, but it will have supporting processes there to elicit again more public consultation, and then with a view to release the version 1 on November the 1st. And this is, the kickoff that you kind of referred to, Scott. Really, what we see is with the open workshop in RSA in San Francisco, with the amazing response to our publications, those figures, the 1,300 reactions and 300 shares, we do have a very active community that really likes being part. They don't want to be the audience community where some clever people write something and they go and present and say, oh, do you agree? Isn't this a nice thing? They want to be very much part of that process. So we thought, Scott and I were discussing this, let's be a little bit ambitious and bring the local community globally together. So we have 4 local events. There might be some other happening, but it's a short notice. Next time we'll have more, where they'll do workshops, they'll familiarize a little bit with the draft, the process, and then we'll all join the call, where we'll have experts, the distinguished experts review board. Some of you may not kind of know that, and you may think, what's this term? So as an additional way of assurance, what we call expert-backed, community-driven, we have invited people that are very well established in the community, like Apostol Vasiliev, the head of adversarial NIST, Hiram Anderson, many other people. If you go to any of the publications, you'll find them at the back of the acknowledgements, and they act as a review board, and they will be on the call. They'll give their insights. We would have shared the preview with them. So it will be a nice 1-hour conversation. And of course, all the audiences on this side of the Atlantic will discuss this before the call, because then they will finish and go home. You guys have the day ahead of you. You have all those kind of nice events, so you can carry on discussing that. But so this is what it is, really, really exciting. And looking forward to seeing you all there. And that's all I had. I don't know if there are any other business. Or if you have any questions for me before I go to any other business. Okay, well, I take it we're as excited as I am. Any other business?
I just have one quick note. If you can hear me okay. As you know, John, we just recorded a new episode of the GenAI Security Podcast yesterday about this exact topic. So that will be coming out, I believe, tomorrow. That's what, Scott, that's good. You're good with that? We talked about it. Okay.
Yeah, I think tomorrow was great. Tomorrow was perfect.
Okay. Watch for it on the YouTube and all the places that you can get podcasts.
Yeah, that's another advertisement for Aubrey. Has been working really hard to build up our monthly podcast, and we're always open for folks to contribute to that podcast. If you have ideas, feel free to reach out to Aubrey as we curate the content. Obviously, we have a lot coming from our expert and our working group communities, but if you have great ideas, great ideas come from all sorts of places, and so love to foster that kind of input. I'm sure Aubrey would appreciate that. And feel free to dial into our podcast. It's on all your favorite podcast locations, as I recall, Aubrey.
Yep, that's correct. We do Spotify, which brings that out to Apple and Overcast and all the other spots you want to get them.
Awesome. And then you also post these meetings available separately on our YouTube. So, and also on our learning section on our website that you can check out. So if you have friends or folks who missed these calls, you can send links to them to kind of get caught up, or get caught up yourself in some old calls that we had done. Go all the way back to the beginning if you'd like. But those are there for folks to get caught up on.
And for the question in the chat there, Dawn asked, "What's the best way to reach me?" LinkedIn is almost certainly the very best way to reach me. I spend most of my day job on the LinkedIn as well. I'm a community evangelist for a technology company, so I'll be there.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you, Aubrey.
Thank you.
Right. So much great stuff is happening. I have my curious question is, for those of you who joined for the first time, did all that make sense? Do you have, it's a lot to take in. Any questions that you'd like to ask? Anything that kind of, no, that's interesting.
Yeah, I can take the opportunity, John. This is Eder again. So as I'm joining, trying to read and get up to speed on what is going on, I have a few questions. First and foremost, is this meeting weekly or bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Yeah. Bi-weekly, okay. Because I saw on the slide in the beginning saying weekly, and then maybe I saw wrong, but I think I saw that. But in the topic says bi-weekly, so
just a week. It's a weekly. It says this week, the date, when the meeting is happening. But you're absolutely right to ask us. Let's make it clear. It's a bi-weekly meeting.
Okay, good. Yeah, and then I was trying to find the channel from the links on the OWASP website, but I think the link is broken for both the channel on YouTube and also for the newsletter. And I noticed that there is a couple bugs as well on GitHub related to this kind of broken link. So I can volunteer to help. I just need some quick guidance and someone that can confirm if there is the newsletter, where this newsletter is located, and I can work in a PR to submit there and volunteer to monitor those things, as I think is good for onboarding of all those new people trying to get into the project, right? To have that information available for the learning curve.
Yeah. And I think just to make sure we're good. So we've got several different websites. We've consolidated. So we've got the owasp.org /LLM kind of website, which is sort of our original website. We also have a GenAI security one that is being consolidated with the OWASP. But our primary website is the genai.owasp.org.
Yeah, that's the one that I found, that there's a few links that are broken, but I can either take that offline with you or someone else that can help me guide in, and then I can volunteer to help to fix those as well.
So we have a web team that we've hired that's on board. So one of the things would be great is there should be a form for if you run into an issue with a web, but feel free to reach out to me, because then we can get it in their queue to fix.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Scott.
Yep. I see Jason has his hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update on the red team stuff. I didn't have a chance to put a slide in there, but TLDR is we're gonna miss probably the anticipated, hoped for. Let's try to get a draft out by DEF CON, mostly because real life blew up for me this last month. So I fell behind. Sonu has done a really awesome job kind of filling in the gap while I've been distracted, but it's not ready for that yet. So we'll be a little bit late on that. But I saw some questions around, hey, are we still doing this? Because there's this other doc that the other AI team is putting out. And the answer to that is yes, we are still going forward with that doc. It is still a work in progress. Jump in the LLM Red Team channel if you want to participate in that. There's still plenty of stuff to do. And we are still going to release that doc, still working on it. I got to readjust the timeline, and I'll sit down probably next week and figure out what that new timeline looks like.
Anyone else?
Yes, excuse me, I was trying to find out how to raise my hand. A long time ago, I requested a Slack invite, didn't reply in time. Now every time I go to try to get a Slack invite, it tells me to contact support or something. I've emailed, but I haven't received a reply back. How do I get another invite to the Slack channel?
Yeah.
Scott?
Yep. So yeah, I think the OWASP Foundation has had some problems with their Slack invite piece. So why don't you just send me a note? You can send me a note to your email, and I can go ping the project team and see where they are. So they put in place what I'll call the Band-Aid process. Well, they fixed it for folks to, as you said, submit to support, and then they were supposed to get back to folks. So if that's not happening, let me know, and I can chase them a little bit on that.
Okay, so I send you a note directly here, or how do I send you this note?
Yeah, just send me a note. Just send it to my email, scott.clinton@owasp.org.
Okay, sure thing.
Great. Anyone else who's having similar?
Yes, I have a question here. So I try to involve with localization. So I've been reaching out to Thales, but he haven't responded back. So there are two teams I think I can contribute to the project. I think Jason, Red Team, maybe he can guide me how to involve with some of the things that he needs help, right? And the other localization. So I'm very good in Vietnamese, so I wonder if I can help there. So I have been reaching out to Thales, but he haven't responded back to me.
Have another go, because it's holiday season with he's pretty good normally, but if you don't get anywhere, just kind of, as you said, Jason's there, Scott is there, just ping any of us on Slack.
Yeah.
Okay, is LinkedIn is the best way to communicate?
Are you on Slack?
If you have Slack,
LinkedIn.
the Slack is the best way to communicate.
Okay.
For me.
I think for everyone. I think conversations, if they have to do with the project, yes, it's kind of sometimes easier to reach someone on LinkedIn, but they have so many other things going on LinkedIn. If you're on Slack, we really like people pinning and posting on the channels.
Okay. Okay, for Jason, I will reach out to you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. And you can ping me Slack, LinkedIn, whatever. I read all of my LinkedIn messages, but I ignore almost all of them. But if I see it's somebody that is interacting with us from OWASP, I'll respond.
Okay, thank you.
And anyone else? Yep. Wow. What a call and what a meeting. So many things are happening, from red teaming to agentic AI to Compass, and of course the events coming up next week. So looking forward to seeing you next time, and looking forward to hearing all about what happens on Black Hat and the hackathon. And of course, I'll come back and give you an update on the global kickoff, which I hope you'll all take part in. Have a nice day, and I'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out our biweekly meeting podcast. If you'd like to stay up to date on all the latest news for the OWASP Generative AI Security Project, please click subscribe. And of course, we'd appreciate it if you'd share with a friend to grow our community. We'll see you in 2 weeks.